Hey, hopefully everyone's doing well. Welcome to my new video. Before the start of the video, I just want to thank all of you guys for liking and subscribing to my channel, liking my videos and watching them. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep doing it and see, just have fun with it, I guess. And like I said, thank you for watching my videos. If you're a new person watching it, please subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And trying to bring the best content for you guys. This video is going to be the things you're going to be looking for when buying a BMW N54 or N55 engine. I'm going to be reading off my list so I don't miss anything. Most of this, all the information I have and all the problems I'm going to talk about on this video are problems I've personally faced myself through my ownership, or I've seen my friends go through it. I posted in a lot of groups, BMW groups, to tell me what the common issues are with this car. And so it's a combination of my experience, me watching my friends, and also from the BMW community, sharing their problems. So hopefully this video is going to help you guys to kind of know what to look for when you're buying an N54 or N55 BMW. If you know what you're doing and if you know what you're looking for, you will be able to save yourself a whole bunch of trouble. And we all know what BMW stands for, which is break my wallet. And hopefully if you watch this video, that won't be the case with you. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. Alright, so this video is gonna be kind of dense in information. Hopefully you people will find it useful and not get bored of listening to me talk. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing to look out for is the valve cover gasket on these cars. So this is a problem faced by both N54 and N55. Alright, the first thing to look out for is the valve cover gasket. This is one of the most common issues with the N54 and the N55. So what happens is the gasket around here kinda gets weak over time, and it starts leaking oil to the point where it travels to the back and drips onto your exhaust, your downpipe, making your car smoke. So that's one of the bigger problems. And another thing with N55 is this PCV that goes bad and is built into the cover. So if this was to go bad, you have to buy the whole thing again. This is something which doesn't happen every day, but the leak is something you will be doing, you have to take care of, and it will be leaking like 100%. Next, we move on to the oil filter housing. There's two gaskets here. These gaskets tend to get weak, and then once that happens, it starts leaking down onto your belts, and that's when all the trouble starts. Once you start leaking onto the belts might slip off, and if the belts slip off, your serpentine belt gets sucked into a crank hub, and that's it. That's the end of your engine. If you're lucky, you might be able to salvage it, but more than likely you won't be able to, because when the belt gets sucked in, there's shards of belt stuck in the oil pickup system. Next thing you know, your engine is starving for oil, and then it throws a bearing. So that's one thing this you have to take care of. The day you see it leaking is the next day you should make moves or think about having it fixed or changed, because this one can get expensive. This one is more likely to cause you just smoke, but that's pretty much it. Alright, so the next on the list is the oil pan gasket, which is down bottom, the bottom pan. The bottom pan tends to leak, and it leaks oil onto the floor. If you have guards, like plastic cover down there, it's all gonna drip there, and it's gonna be a hot mess. So that's another thing you guys need to take care of. The next thing is water pump and thermostat. Both N54 and N55 notorious for bad water pumps. It's because they're made of plastic, and over time they tend to crack, and you start leaking coolant and your car overheats. So that's something which usually it depends. Some people have it around 30, 40, 50,000 miles. Some people have their stock water pump for till 120, 30,000 miles. But a good rule of thumb would be to kind of consider changing it every 60 to 70,000 miles on these cars. Next, we're gonna move off to the cooling system. As we all know, it's not just a N54 N55 problem. Most BMWs have weak cooling systems because of the plastic hoses they use. they tend to crack. But on this cars, N54, 55 in general, you can expect leaks from here, from the Mickey Mouse flange right there. The coolant reservoir might crack, and some hoses, your water pump hoses and your coolant hoses down there might crack. So that's something which needs to be refreshed on both the cars, on both platforms. So cooling system. Next we move on to the turbos. So the turbos on the N55 are supposedly more reliable than the ones in N54. The difference being is N55 is a single turbo and N54 is a twin. So the turbos on the N55, I've seen them last like throughout the whole lifetime of the car, if not abused. But on the N54s, you can randomly get wastegate rattle. That's a big issue which plagues the N54 platform. So wastegate rattle is something you have to be worried about, especially if you have an N54. Next, we move on to the injectors. A lot of people say N55 is more reliable than N54, but at the end of the day, they share almost all the same problems. But the injectors on the N55 is a little bit better than the N54s, the updated ones. As we all know, N54 got 12 revisions on the injectors, so you know there has to be a problem, right? So I think the 12th one, index 12, is the most reliable one. So that's something you have to look out for. Not everyone faces this trouble, but that's something, you know, you have to consider if you want to own one of these. So the injectors. Next, we move on to the high pressure fuel pump. Again, not a big issue on the N55, but there's still people facing it. N54, it seems to be a bigger problem with the fuel pumps. So high pressure fuel pump, that's another one. Next, we move on to the rear main seal. Is the seal which connects from the transmission and the engine. Those tend to get weak and start leaking. So that's a bottom leak. So yeah, rear main seal. This is something for both the cars. Next, another issue. This is more of an N54 issue, and MOSFETs on your ECU, they tend to fry and take a crap on you, and your car doesn't start or acts weird. So that's another issue on the N54. Next, we move on to the transpan. The transpan also tends to leak. Next is the boost solenoids. Next thing on the list is boost solenoids. If I'm not wrong, there should be one here and one on the side. The boost solenoids and also the Vanos solenoids, those might go bad. We're gonna talk about carbon buildup in the intake. All port injection engines kind of face this problem. They say not so much on the N55, but I don't know. Definitely a problem on N54, but maybe N55 too. That's something I haven't faced yet. I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know how bad it is, but hopefully in the future video I could show you guys what the hell is happening. But yeah, definitely a problem with all N54s and some N55 is the carbon buildup. So that's something you guys have to take care of. And then the motor mounts you have to take care of, but this is not a problem specific to this car. It's a problem with all the cars. This is more of a maintenance item. Next, we go to the eccentric shaft and actuator, which is around here. That's something I hope never goes on wrong in my car, but it does happen. You can tell when it happens because it makes a weird buzzing noise when you unlock the car. That's when you know your actuator, eccentric shaft and actuator is going bad. So keep an eye out for that. And then and that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, guys, I don't want the video to be too long. Hopefully I've covered most of the common issues. Guys, the reason for me to make this video is for you guys to be informed. I don't want to scare anyone away from buying these cars, because don't get me wrong, these cars are super fun. I love my car. This is probably one of the best cars I ever owned. As far as driving experience and ownership goes, I really love my car. I'm pretty sure if you're looking into one and you get one, you're gonna love it too. But like all engines, these engines have weaknesses too, you know. Like all engines leak oil, like most engines leak oil, and you know, all engines have a flaw. But once you get through the things I've mentioned, these cars are pretty solid. Like I've had my car for a year. I've been driving my car for a year with no kind of issues, no check engine lights on. It's been good. I've driven like 300-400 miles in one go. It's been reliable. Like everything's good, guys. Like there's, you know, once you're over this problem, it's all good. So yeah, guys, I'm not trying to scare anyone off. Most of the issues which I mentioned, you might not even get any of them, or you might get all of them, or you might get some of them. They're just problems that happen, and problems you should be kind of ready for, because you know, you don't want your car to be sitting idle. And if you guys want, I could go into more details on where to buy the parts from, how you can save money, how you can, you know, make your car more reliable. If that's something you guys want to watch, please leave a comment below, and maybe I'll make a part 2 about the prices and, you know, and other more detailed stuff. But yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna add a list in the description, so you guys don't have to watch the video over and over again. If you guys want, the next video could be things to look out for when you're buying a used BMW N54, N55 especially. But yeah, guys, like I said, don't be scared. Don't be scared of these cars. Like, yeah, they get kind of expensive if you don't take care of it. Most of it, I would say, is negligence from the past owner and not maintaining the car, because half the stuff I mentioned are maintenance items. They're, you know, they would go out regardless in any car you drive. So, you know, might as well fix it in a car you like, a car which makes you happy and makes you smile. So yeah, guys, that's the only advice I can leave you guys with. Good luck on your search, and I hope you guys find the car you guys are looking for. Until next time, guys, peace out.